The ability to record a virtual machine is a functionality that is surprising how often this becomes very, very useful to administrators in the real world. We can use this for documentation, we can use it for training, for showing someone what we did, for documenting what we did in real time, because you have two options for recording a virtual machine in VMware Workstation 8, and that is, first, you can just simply take a screenshot of your virtual machine, very easy to do, or, and this is the cool one, you can create a movie of whatever you're doing on your virtual machine. And you just need to understand here that playing the recorded movies requires you to have the VMware codec or the video codec to be able to play those. Now, here's the deal. This is automatically installed along with Workstation. So if you're running Workstation, you're cool. If you're not running Workstation, you can go download this codec. So if somebody emails you a movie that they made in a Workstation environment or in a virtual machine environment, all you got to do is go to VMware, download that codec, and you'll be able to play those things. The movie can be viewed in anything that supports AVI, Windows Media Player being one of the key ones on the Windows platform. So the best way to do this is just to go show you a demo. So let's jump out into a virtual machine and take a look at this. So here we are out in the Workstation interface, and we're going to work with the XP Professional machine again. Now I'm going to make this full screen, and notice by mousing all the way to the top I can get to the very same menu right here. Well, if I go into VM and notice I don't want to do a snapshot, that is taking a current snapshot of the state of my virtual machine, and I talk about that quite a bit in 2 or 3 videos entitled the VM Snapshot Overview, Creating Snapshot Best Practices, and so forth. What we're talking about here is capturing the screen. Now notice you can use Control-Alt Print Screen just like you always could in Windows applications, but notice if I just click this, it's going to give me a little pop-up message here saying, hey dude, I just made a screenshot of your desktop, and I just saved what was on the screen here to the clipboard, so it's in memory right now, and it's on your host desktop. And I can change my preferences here. We'll look at those in a few minutes under Edit Preferences Workspace. Okay, so if I go up here and drop back out to the desktop, you'll notice there is the screenshot I made. Now it's also, let me jump back out into my virtual machine. It is also in memory, so I can open an application in my virtual machine immediately, like say WordPad, right click and paste, and there's the screenshot that I made. So it's available inside the virtual machine as well, thanks to the clipboard. But that's not the real cool functionality. Here is the real cool functionality. We're going to go up here again. We're in the virtual machine. We're going to go to VM and notice Capture Movie. Now as soon as I click that, it gives me this Save As dialog box, and it's asking me for a name. And I'm going to call this Test Capture. And notice, I'm going to take this off for now, but I have some choices about low, better for emailing, it's not as high quality and that sort of thing. And we'll just do medium for now. But I'm going to do one here. I'm just going to click on Save. Notice it's Test Capture AVI. It's going to the desktop on the host. And so I'll click on Save. And so notice I'm moving this around. I can drag this over, double click it. This is a test print. I can move it down, close it out, don't save it. Go right back up here, go to VM, say Stop Movie Capture. So what I want to do now is go back out to my desktop, and I am just going to make this a little smaller, and you can see right here is my Test Capture Movie. Now if I open this in Media Player, you'll notice there is my movie. There I'm opening the text box, and I move that down, and so I can show someone how to move a text file around and do that sort of thing. Okay, really interesting stuff there. But there's something even better. If I'm going to do a long drawn out process, let me move this back over here. Let's get back into full screen mode again, and I'm going to capture another movie, and this one I will call this Short Capture. And notice this time I'm going to say omit frames in which nothing occurs. And I'll exaggerate what's going on here. Going again to the desktop on the host, I click Save. And now what I'm going to do in this movie is I'm going to grab this new text document. I'm going to drag it out here and drop it. Then I'm just going to take my hands off of everything for a couple of seconds here. And notice I'm running my mouth and talking. This is taking, 5-10 seconds. Then I'm going to grab this thing and move it back. Then I will go back up here, go to VM, stop the movie capture, and go back out to my desktop. Now when I go to my desktop, you will see there's test capture, here's short capture. Notice what happens when I run short capture. All right, you'll see I drag that out, and in real life I waited like 5 or 10 seconds, but it didn't capture those. So this is a great way to capture an extended array of activities, but as long as I let the mouse be still and nothing's happening, nothing's changing on the screen, it won't record those frames. Now, this is a really neat tool to do some pretty wild things. Notice my test capture here. Let me go out and look at the properties on this. This is 4.4 megabytes. My short capture, if I look at properties, this is 3.58 megabytes. So you can do some really cool stuff with these capturing aspects of VMware. Keep this in your toolbox of little tricks that you can use to help people understand, to show other administrators how to do things, to even remind yourself how you did something and how you made it work. Lots of really neat functionalities that you're going to find for this availability to take snapshots, or not snapshots, but screenshots, and also to record movies of what you're doing in your virtual environment.